Hey y'all, coming to you from the international headquarters of ScottieDTV, but I was at the 2020 Grand National Roadster Show in Pomona, California, and I came across a 71 Cuda I think y'all are going to like. Let me get the camera turned around and take a quick look at it. Andy, what a cool car. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, thank you. It's a 71 Cuda that we built for Kent Matranga. The idea behind the car was keep it 71 Cuda. You know, refine everything, cut it all up. Kent's big thing is the car has to work because he uses all his cars. You know, all of us built models as kids, but none of these guys want models nowadays. So
no, they do not.
It's cool to build a car for a guy that appreciates a car.
It doesn't matter if it's $1 million or $1 car.
Right.
At the end, they want to drive.
It's a car.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And so yeah, Eric and Matt can speak up too.
What kind of mods did you make to it?
Well, the biggest thing I guess is it has a brand new Hellcat engine in it, so 707 horse and a 6-speed bowler transmission. So that makes the car pretty fun right there to begin with. And then on top of that, the beautiful 71 Plymouth Cuda body and chassis all around it. Except for the front suspension, the rear suspension, we completely made from scratch. We took some components of other cars, and as far as a K-member and all that type of stuff in the front, and 4-bar suspension in the rear, so it makes it hook and go and straight down the road.
That was the fun part about this, using like the race car stuff that we do,
right,
and joining it with, you know, the Cuda type street stuff.
And that Hellcat motor, you need that race car
stuff. Absolutely, yeah, it needs to be safe, but you know, and controllable.
Yeah, so. Yeah, and I mean, riding in this thing, honestly, you would never guess you're in a hot rod or a custom built car. It absolutely handles and hooks like, you know, name the supercar. And it is phenomenal. It's not like any other car we've ever done.
And you said you've been out here since Sunday, and one day didn't you all take it and just go drive it everywhere?
Yeah, Kent took it out Monday morning and drove it quite a bit later Monday afternoon, and you know, that's his thing.
If it'll survive Southern California traffic and roads and all.
Right, and that's key. You know,
right
making it sit there and idle in traffic and not get hot, and you know, all that type of stuff here in LA.
Store at a quarter mile.
Right.
That's what you don't do anymore.
Yeah.
Did you do any changes to the body?
Yeah, pretty much all subtle changes to the body. Once again, you know, we wanted to keep the 71 Plymouth Cuda, you know, that everyone likes and stuff. We don't want to go away from it, and wanted to keep it pretty subtle, but just basically take what factory did and clean up all the edges, you know, where they sacrificed for mass production and stuff and kind of got sloppy. We basically went back and refined all that and refined it and just cleaned up all the lines. And you know, we extended the rockers, shaved some of the marker lights off. We redid the door handles so that they look factory, but they operate way better, and just a lot sleeker looking on the car.
No keyhole.
No keyhole.
No keyhole. Yeah, and if you get a chance, go over and use those door handles.
Right.
It's not like an aftermarket handle.
Yeah, no, I got to use them the other day when I was looking at it. You're right. No, it's right. It's like Mercedes-Benz quality, right?
Right. Yeah.
And what'd you do to it, brother?
Oh, I do mechanical stuff mostly.
So you installed the Hellcat motor and made it run and all that?
Yeah.
All right.
The cool thing about this car, and this is the way we'll do every car from now on, is we built that car all in bare metal, wired it, plumbed it, and then drove the hell out of it in bare metal.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, everything right down to the air conditioning was working. So
took it around to most of the local cars and coffees and cruise nights, and
all in bare metal.
Put some
what
miles
kind of
on.
Interior do you have in it?
We just had the seat frames with some foam and some cheap Walmart
car
seat covers over it, and and Kent flew out and he drove it, and we beat on the car pretty hard, and we put I mean, a ton of miles on the car, and then
made sure if anything was going to rub or break or not work that it happened then, so we could fix it easily in metal before we had paint and Raptor and all the...
Before you had to cheat it,
exactly.
right? So you get in there and fix it right no matter what it was. Because sometimes you want to fix it right, but there's no way you can do it.
Well, you're landlocked.
Yeah.
Doing it that way, it really doesn't cost that much more, because by the time you try to sort problems out later down the road,
which inevitably will happen,
you're going to have problems.
And send parts back to paint because you scratched one.
Yeah, exactly.
Or chipped this, or this part got ruined, or whatever. Right?
Yeah, and these cars, you know how they are. Once you take them apart, they're never the same.
Right.
And that was another thing on this car, was serviceability. You know, don't make stupid trash can covers over the motor that takes 6 hours to change a spark plug or something. You know, leave the car bare bones, just raw in your face, and serviceable.
So you don't have to drop the rear end to change the rear tires?
Right.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
It's probably easier to change spark plugs on that than a brand new factory Hellcat. Huh?
Yeah.
It's very clean up underneath there.
Yeah.
Not a lot of paneling, but very clean, accessible. Like a ring in the box is, like I say, that's what you want them to do.
That's right.
People are also going to be talking about the colors, because it's not like red or black or yellow or something. What color is it?
It's a little different approach to a Mopar. So we call that color a fire bronze. Or bronze fire. We got a lot of different names for it.
It's rusty brown or red was kind of the the goal for it. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just a color that we made up, and you know, the idea was, we're not into building these pro touring cars. That's just not our look. We don't like the splitters and the wings and the extra fasteners and blah blah blah. Keep the car what it is, so it stands that test of time. You know, 20 years from now, that car ought to just,
I agree.
you know,
It's
and
timeless.
that's our style, and that's
And nothing in your face, nothing
Right,
like, okay,
just-
there's a
right.
major custom they
Right.
did there. You
Yeah.
know?
Right. Yeah. Just
But that's always
subtle
been your
stuff.
MO.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what we like to do. You know, even though the car is very complicated with the sheet metal mods and the fit and the finish, when you look at it and it looks so simple.
Yeah.
You know, that's a difficult thing to pull off because it's easy to go too far.
Yep.
And
And make it stand out. Yeah. But just try to be subtle with it. And making it look, you know, at the end of the day, they're all beautiful cars from the 50s, 60s, 70s that everyone loves. Why stray away from that and try to make something that's not? You know?
Right. That's what somebody said yesterday. You know, if I wanted a 2020 Challenger or something, I would have went and bought one. But he
Right.
goes, you know, this thing, it's a Cuda.
And one of the longtime builders told me one day the secret to building a cool car is to start with a cool car. He's like, if you got to
That's
do
right.
a bunch of changes to it, that's
Yeah.
probably not the car that you
Right.
needed to start with
Right.
in the first place.
Right.
You know. Tell me about wheels.
Gary Regal did a lot of the design work on the car, and it was just kind of a chicken scratch sketch he sent one day, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. And Eric Matt and the other guys at the shop were like, yeah, let's do that. So again, just something a little bit different.
What size are they?
20s in the rear, 20 by 10s, and 18 8s in the front.
Anything else I'm missing or I don't know about the car you need to put out there?
Most of the interior, we tried to stay as true to 71 Plymouth. There's even wood grain, you know, around the shifter, around the gauge cluster, just as they had
Very
back then.
cool. I noticed that.
Yeah,
That's very
but
cool.
you know, it's walnut wood and it's real wood. It's not like the fake type stuff like Mopar used back then. So just kind of cleaned it all up a little bit and made, you know, the 70s Mopars, and you know,
So it's not veneer; it's an actual piece of wood.
It's an actual
that's been
piece of
cut
wood,
out,
yeah.
CNC'd or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So-
Wow.
Once
I knew
again-
there was a place that Andy had figured out to dump a whole lot of money that nobody would get.
You know, this is, I truly think this is the finest car that we've built, and it shows in our team,
Right.
the group of guys that we got. Because, you know, I always say it, you know, we're all good at one or two things and suck at a lot of things, but between the team, all the guys we have here that, you know, my name's on the door and on the sign and whatnot, but these guys are the guys that really make it happen, and they deserve the credit because this is a killer car.
And
I mean,
Andy
it's-
would not do this interview unless he had these two with him.
Right,
So when I
that's-
set up this interview the other day, he's like, "We'll do it anytime, Scotty, when the other guys can be involved too."
exactly.
'Cause, yeah, now everything's Andy Leach, but we all know that Andy he ain't got enough hours in a day or
Nope,
hands
it's-
on his body to do all this work.
Yeah, it's these talented guys here that, you know, it's a passion-driven thing, just like everybody
gotta
else
be.
that works.
You
at other
cannot do
shops.
this any as fast as this business for money. If
Yeah.
you do, no, that's not how it works,
Yeah.
man. You got to have the passion.
Yeah, it's
and-
definitely a team effort.
Right
So.
on. Fellas, you rocked it, man. Thanks so much for giving me some time today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
So there you go, from the 2020 Grand National Roadster Show, a 1971 Plymouth Cuda. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. See ya! Hey y'all, make sure you subscribe to this channel and visit ScottieDTV.com for an easy way to search the hundreds of videos I have posted. Either click the link in the description or the one at the end of this video.